Never before in a US election have chambers of Congress split between the two parties, both flipped. That could change in November. Right now, the Democrats hold the Senate, but the shape of this year's races look good for the Republicans. They have a 2 in 3 chance of winning a majority in the Senate. Joe Manchin, West Virginia's Democratic senator, is retiring. His state voted for Trump by 39 percentage points in 2020. His seat will almost certainly be filled by a Republican, leaving the starting point for the race at, in essence, 50-50. There are then 7 competitive Senate races. All of these seats are now held by Democrats. 5 are in presidential battleground states. Democrats could plausibly win in these races, but it will take a lot of effort. That leaves Montana and Ohio, where Kamala Harris is likely to lose. In Montana, Democrat Jon Tester is running in a state that voted for Trump by 16 points in 2020. Ohio, once a battleground state, has drifted steadily to the right. There, Democrat Sherrod Brown hopes his long political career, plus his populist stances on unions and trade, will be enough for him to win. But Democrats will need to play perfect defense just to get to a 50-50 Senate. Then they must hope that their party wins the presidency, since vice presidents decide any tied votes. As for the House, the odds are looking more favorable for Democrats than in the Senate. Republican stewardship of the House has been chaotic, even by the low standards of Congress. Last year, for the first time in American history, Republican hardliners deposed their Speaker, Kevin McCarthy.
It's the benefit of this country that we have a better Speaker of the House than Kevin McCarthy.
This year, Marjorie Taylor Greene tried and failed to depose the current Speaker, Mike Johnson.
Mike Johnson is not capable of that job. He has proven it over and over again.
Other, more ordinary forces are also working against the Republicans in the House. There are over a dozen Republicans up for election in districts that voted for Joe Biden in 2020. But only 5 Democrats are in districts that voted for Donald Trump in 2020. And the Democrats are expected to outspend the Republicans this year. The competition for Capitol Hill has not yet attracted a great deal of public interest, but maybe it should. Divided government means that serious legislating would remain difficult. Republican control of the Senate would make it easier for Donald Trump to confirm his judicial and executive branch nominees if he became president, and it would be much harder for Kamala Harris to appoint hers. So, remember, it's not just the presidential election you need to watch. These tight races will determine whether the next president can actually do much with the next 4 years.